Hey toy fans, Aaron here. Today I thought I'd take a look at Myo from the Post Original Trilogy Collection. So let's head to that table and check this one out. And taking a look at it in the packaging real quick, Myo was released in what is considered the Post Original Trilogy Collection line. And what that really means is it's still the same style of card, it's just not branded as Original Trilogy Collection. So down here at the bottom, where that Star Wars logo is and it says Cantina Encounter, on the actual Original Trilogy Collection line, it would have been branded right in there. In this case, you have a scene name, and what this allowed is they were in a transition at the time, because this was released in the beginning of 2005, just prior to the release of the Episode 3 cards. So this was about 16 figures that included characters from not only the original trilogy, but then the prequel trilogy as well. Aside from that though, like I said, the rest of the card is pretty much the same. It's the black card with the little starry background, that big Star Wars logo with the silver racetrack around the side, and behind the character that you see through the bubble, you had a scene representing where this character was seen in this case, the Cantina, which you did get a good shot of him just a few seconds after Han shot first at Greedo. On the left side of the card, you just got the Star Wars A New Hope logo, so that you know what movie he was in. And then on the right side, you've got his name being Myo. And here another difference, instead of it being OTC and a number in the line, in this case it's just 05 for the year, and then he was number 7 in the release, and then of course it states that it includes the blaster, the bar glass, and a base. Flipping over to the back side, where of course the top part of the card gives you a nice photo of the alien as you saw him in the movie, or Myo, I should just say his name. And then to the right of that, of course, his name with a brief description about him. And below that, just to the right, of course, you have a photo of the figure that you're getting. And then to the left of that underneath, you got 6 other figures that were also available in the line at the time. And now taking a look at the figure out of the packaging, I gotta say, overall, I think this is a great looking figure. The head sculpt on this figure is just looking fantastic. I think he looks very much like what we saw on the screen. You got lots of skin texturing in there for the sculpt. And then you got a great dark wash to really highlight the crevices within the skin, the little folds and creases around the eye and the cheeks. And through that mouth area, you can see it, it's opened up just a little bit. You get a look at the teeth in there. Those have a nice, I don't want to say bright white, but there's a nice white paint job in there. They've even got a little bits of fold sculpted inside the ears. And then, of course, nice sculpting to the hair area, the top of the hair, the way it's, slicked back, if you will. And even those whiskers coming down from the cheeks, or it's kind of longer than whiskers, I suppose. But either way, everything I think is looking really good through here. The chest area of this figure is looking good as well. Lots of texturing to the cloth that they've got sculpted in there. Of course, it is two-tone, as you can see. He's got a mostly light green shirt with a darker green for that chest area. One thing about the arms I don't really like, and we'll show this off when I get to the articulation, is it's just swivel elbows. So when you bend it around to get the arms straight, things still look a little goofy. But since he is a Cantina patron, he comes with the glass, he's holding it. I'm pretty okay with the fact that his arms are going to be in a bent position for most of the time. Otherwise, though, the sculpting to the hands look great. You got nice texturing for skin detail in there, and just some nice subtle differences in the paint color, again, to just bring that to life a bit. Through the waist area, he's got a nice little belt painted in there. Brown with some silver highlights for the buckle and a little capsules or something on the side there. Obviously, as it spins around to the back side, you see a couple pouches and a bit more silver painting for the center back of the belt. Getting into the leg area, he does have a functioning holster, so that's a plus. You can slide that weapon in there. And then for the rest of the pants, obviously it's just sculpted plastic with some various wrinkles and folds in there to just, to give some dimension to the look of the legs. And then he's got this nice pattern down each side of the pant leg. That's kind of painted in off yellow. Paint job for that is looking pretty good. And then getting down to the boot area, lots of little bits of stuff going on here. He's got some straps sculpted onto the top of the boot area, which has a nice paint job to that, definitely separating it from the rest of the boot with some silver paint over those little lines running on the front side of that. And even on the bottom side, you can see that they painted the soles of those boots a different color. And for the articulation of the figure, the head's on a ball joint, so it's going to just spin all the way around. A little bit of swiveling side to side, and even some tilting up and down, so a decent range of motion for that. The shoulder area, your arms do spin all the way around as expected. And now for the arms that I mentioned, they are swivel only. So you're getting your rotation like so, and then if you want the arm straight, you got to swivel the arm around, swivel the hand around. It's just goofy. That elbow area still looks odd because it's backwards, but that is how you would go about getting a straight hand if you were to do such a thing. To me, it just still looks weird, but nevertheless, swivel elbows, and as I was just showing you, the swivel wrists. At the waist area, he does spin all the way around, so no problem with that movement. The legs come forward at a great range there, straight out, and they even go straight back. And then for the knees, you got some bend in there. And then also at that knee area, you're able to swivel those legs all the way around. And that's what you got for articulation. And as far as accessories, the figure does come with 2 of them. First up is his little drinking glass. It's a pretty decent sculpt to it. I think it's the same sculpted glass that came with various other Cantina figures at the time. The glass is sculpted in a translucent blue plastic with some white paint on the top, and it fits just fine in his left hand. It's sculpted with that hand open, so you can slide that in there. And then for his second accessory, he does come with a little blaster pistol. Not a bad sculpt to it or anything. This is something that we did not see him use in the movie, so I can't say whether this is actually, a weapon that belongs to him or not. But as far as the sculpt, like I said, things are looking pretty decent. Obviously, it does look like a little blaster pistol. You got the scope on top and like a little clip just underneath the barrel. No special paint application to it, just a gray piece of plastic. It fits okay in his right hand on mine. On my particular figure, it is pretty loose in there. I will say on mine, though, that I just took the little rubber band off that's been holding this weapon in his hand for, the last 13 years. And so I did notice that on the handle area of this blaster, things are a little warped in. So that certainly could be a reason why this is very loose in his hand. Maybe if I had took that rubber band off sooner, it wouldn't just be kind of sitting in there. And then, as I mentioned, though, he does have a functioning holster, so you can slide that weapon right in there. So overall, like I said, I think this is a really good looking figure. Not so fond about the elbows, but it's not necessarily a deal breaker for me. And besides that, I'm never going to complain about getting a Cantina alien because, hey, the more the merrier on these. And so that wraps up this look at Myo. It seems weird just to say one name, Myo. But anyways, I'd love to know what your thoughts are on this figure in the comments section below. And as always, thanks for watching.